Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a very strange edition of the Very Big Comedy Quiz, an extremely weird one, wherein Tabs, who is, of course, an integral part of this quiz, has decided to go and get herself some sort of virus. We're not entirely sure what it was. She did do a test earlier that involved a swab and a thing down her throat. Very, very strange.
I'm still here.
She's still here. She's barely breathing. She's completely knackered. I'm trying to sort everything out. She's not going to be as chatty as she normally is tonight because talking requires effort. So, but we are very excited to be here. We're excited to have experienced another COVID test. We are veterans these days, so it's great. It's absolutely lovely. And of course, we are looking forward to the results tomorrow. I will be pouring myself drinks because this is what it's come to. I'm hoping that we have a fantastic quiz tonight, and I'm sure we will because we have a very exciting co-host. This guy I have been listening to. I remember his very first show on 5FM. Of course, he was at Tux before, and I don't think I listened to him much there because I've never listened to Tux except for when I've been on the station. I remember his very first show, and I was like, this dude's super cool, and I try and listen to him as often as I can, which I can't say for all radio DJs in this country, but this dude is always fantastic. He's one of my favorites. He's also probably the tallest radio DJ at 5FM. He's the only one who ever cleans that top shelf there, and sometimes he makes money on the side by impersonating a giraffe or other things. I'm just kidding. He's an absolutely fabulous guy. He's very excited because his team, he's an avid Arsenal fan, and his team is in the cup final tomorrow. So that's going to be cool. I'd like to welcome the one and only Rob Forbes.
Yay,
Rob Forbes.
Yay! How are you, friend?
I'm fantastic. I'm hoping a few more people join us. We're getting some people in.
Excellent.
Some of the regulars. And hopefully my iPad starts working so that I can see comments. That'll be nice as well. But
I see Stephen's here. I see Lauren Dawes and the team are here. Hello, hello. This is going to be good, dude. I'm looking forward to this.
There we go. Well, now I have comments. Now I can see who's joined. Yes, we've got Sita Penn from Team Swim for Sadie, and she always gives us a fabulous joke. She says the jokes are on their way.
We've lost Rob.
We've lost you again, but that's fine. Rob is having slight issues with his internet for those of you who are with us. So we may lose him and get him back again from time to time. But in the meantime, I'm hoping the joke will be on its way shortly. I heard a cracker the other day. And now I just can't think of it. But not important. Yes, so Mr. Forbes, you're back.
Sorry, it's going to do this. I apologize. It's been doing this the entire fucking lockdown. I don't know why the internet disappears for 30 seconds at a time. And when you're doing live radio at home, it's great fun, dude, because, we'll be in the middle of talking to a guest and we'll just fuck out.
So at least your co-hosts must know that then they just have to fill time until you're back.
Well, we're all linked to my computer, so we can't. If it goes down, it goes down. No one can talk or hear anything. So, if it goes down in the middle of the news, which it has done, you're just stuffed, So, it's been fun. Broadcasting from home is fun.
The news is that MWeb's connection is crap. So you don't go into the studio, because I've been to the SABC studios, and I don't think a virus could survive there, to be honest. I'm not sure.
They absolutely not. We're safe, but we're not allowed in the building. The studios themselves, I have no doubts. Yeah, shame. That poor SABC building, dude.
It's seen better days. I'm convinced it's held together with love and gaffer tape.
It's not wrong.
It's a testament to South African ingenuity. But
Sita's got a joke for you.
Sita has a joke. What do you call a magician who's lost his magic? Ian.
Magician.
Sorry, I'm slow tonight.
Oh my word!
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be slow.
No, I'm the slow one. Ian, that's his.
His magic.
Anyway, on a lighter note, so I'm obviously, for those who are regulars on the quiz, you know I'm a massive football fan, and so too are you, Mr. Forbes. And obviously,
sure.
as since your team doesn't have Champions League football,
We
the
don't
FA
have
Cup
any
must be
football,
very
dude.
exciting for you.
Yeah. Like, if we win tomorrow, we squeak into the Europa, which would be nice for a game. But Thursday night football is garbage. Watching, I promise you, nothing ruins your schedule. Like being a Wednesday, Saturday football fan and becoming a Thursday, Sunday football fan. It sucks. Completely
You know what?
sucks.
There is something to be said about learning Eastern European names of teams. That is fascinating.
Yes.
Those teams from Uzbekistan, they are quite wonderful to watch.
Yeah.
And seeing your players shivering in
Also,
-3.
I'm tired of how they're just so ridiculous. Like being an Arsenal fan is exhausting. They're just so we beat you, and then the next game we beat Man City, and the game after that we couldn't muster a single shot on target against Aston Villa. Like it's literally Jekyll and Hyde shit, and it's so infuriating.
Well, count your blessings, because as a Liverpool fan, I remember a time when we weren't even good. We were just constantly shit.
I remember that as well. They were fun goals, Forest.
All right, so let's
now that you've bored half.
now that we've bored half the people to death. Well, no, I'm sure there's a good few. Stephen Bain, he's a big Liverpool fan. He's joined us now. I'm sure Bruce Donnell's he was the sports. No, he was the entertainment editor at the Citizen. Close enough. Sports is entertainment, as far as I know. So, just to give you a quick rundown of the rules, the first and most important rule is have fun. If you do have a bottle with, say, like a pirate on it, I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, but it's always good to enjoy a drink. As I said, due to the debilitating disease my wife has, we're not putting a label on it until the test comes back. I'll be pouring my own tonight, so please don't be distracted by that. The second rule is have fun. Did I mention that? Did I say have fun?
Yes.
Then please, very important, do not put your answers in the comment section. If you put your answers in the comment section, then everybody can see your answers, and that's just pointless. It's as pointless as something that's really pointless. As pointless as trying to make a comparison when you really don't have one in mind. And then also, you don't put your answers in the comment section. You put them. There's a Google document that will become our pinned comment fairly soon.
Should be pinned
You just
already.
click on it, and then that's where you'll fill in your team name. You'll register your team, and that is also where you will fill in your scores at the end of every round. Then a big one, a very big one, no Googling. Because if you Google, at the end of the day, we are not playing for massive prize money. In fact, the prize money you're playing for tonight is completely non-existent. So essentially, you're only just satisfying yourself. So, Rob, I ask every single guest this, and I normally get different answers. What do you call somebody who only satisfies themselves?
A Man United fan.
Yay! Beautiful. Yes. So, and then lastly, be honest, because you can lie, but at the end of the day,
I would only be a Man United fan if I did.
Whoever the spiritual power is that you believe in is watching you. So try and be honest when you give us your scores. So what's going to happen is get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, write down your answers on there, and then at the end of every section, we'll give you the answers. And then you fill in your score on the Google document. Should we get started? Are you ready for this? Are you excited?
I'm ready to see how well anyone does on section 1.
You'd be surprised. We have some very, very smart people, although we seem to have rather a smaller crowd this evening.
Yeah, is there something happening we should know about?
I don't know. It's the
The lockdown end, and we weren't.
lockdown
sure.
did not end. I think anyway. So yes, but you'd be amazed at how smart people are. There's a lot of very smart people who join us, and they always blow my mind. Especially, well, they're not with us, but the oscillating otters and the likes and the. Where's Erica? She's not
We've
with
got
us.
Here for the Beer is
Here for the Beer's
registered.
here.
Swim to say
Yeah,
is registered,
I
and half of Miss Testicle is here.
Half of Miss Testicle. So yes, people play this in teams. In case you're wondering. Okay, so section 1, question 1. What is the main flavor of a parkin cake? Now, a parkin cake, I'm guessing, is a baked good, not like when you sit in kind of a shopping center outside and leer at women
Oh,
walking past. That's what they do in Boksburg, a park and cake.
Honest question, you ever heard of a park and cake? I've never heard of a park and cake.
I've never heard of a park and cake. I assume it shakes a little bit. No, wait, that's Parkinson. No, I've never heard of a park and cake.
I've never heard of one of these things.
I know we have a pastry chef.
No, they're not in
the
tonight.
Surridges are not in tonight. So I've never heard of a park and cake. And I would be interested to taste it because this flavor is not really what I'd expect from a cake. But hey,
Good flavor in a baked good though. Am I allowed to give like
Yeah.
what's sort of a clue when I rule things out? Am I allowed to do that?
Well, you can rule out chocolate.
Yes. Not chocolate is the answer.
It is definitely not chocolate.
Give you a hint. The park and cake comes from Yorkshire.
That doesn't help anyone in any way.
It doesn't, because those people are all weird. They've got a pudding.
Oh, they've got the best pudding.
And it's delicious. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a pudding.
The implication there is what's a good Yorkshire flavor? No one knows.
Yeah, well, the Yorkshire pudding tastes like a pancake. It's essentially pancake batter that you use for gravy.
Delicious.
It's a little upsetting to call that a pudding.
I don't know. Have you ever tasted black pudding?
Oh,
I enjoy black pudding.
I like black pudding, but once again, it's not a pudding.
No, it's not a pudding at all. It's not a pudding.
Puddings should be delicious, but and then cake. But this, I think, is a cake. I would imagine. I heard this once on QI. Somebody's going to correct me, but you know what the difference is? You see, the Surridges are here. So Daniel's just joined, but he's not the chef. He's the doctor. So Daniel, you missed the first question, but we'll recap for you. What is the main flavor of park and cake? The difference between a cake and a biscuit, if you ever buy Jaffa cake. I hope this is not one of the questions.
Oh my God. I'm just going to go and...
Did you know this one, Rob? So when biscuits get old, they get like soggy, and when cakes get old, they get stale. Stephen Fry told me that on TV, and I could have like imagined it because I do drink a lot. So nobody knows. Yeah. So, but now you have next time you're in one of those Zoom chats, because I don't know if you're the same, but like your Zoom chats tend to be with the same people, and it's like nobody's leaving the house, so you've got nothing new to talk about. So it's like, what did you do today? Oh, I did dishes. Did you know the difference between a cake and a biscuit? And now you've got that. So
I did. Thank you. My life is better for this, Christopher.
So glad you joined us. Question 2: which city's name translates to English as good airs? As in the air up there. Good airs. We have had this before the other way around. The strained voice shouted from the bedroom.
Also, it makes sense. Now that I read it, it makes sense.
It makes sense. It's a weird name. Like Cape Town could be called Good Airs, but it's not.
No.
Actually, Cape Town should be called Cuck Airs. It's just like stop blowing. Like it's that terrible. It's a terrible thing. I'm not. I actually like Cape Town, but just not the people who live there. Where are you from originally? You're from Pretoria.
I'm from Pretoria. Yeah, I spent a couple of years in Cape Town, but when I was very, 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 very little. But yeah, no, I'm a Pretorian.
A couple of years. It was really just a month.
I had the most Cape Town experience once when I was down for a gig. I was going to meet some people I know. And it was like, message someone at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they said they'll get back to me at 12. And they got back to me at 2:30 and said they'd let me know what we were doing by 4. At 5:30, I got a message saying to meet them at 7, and they arrived at 9:15. And I was like, that sums it all up for me. So I sat for 2 hours in a restaurant on my own, waiting for people to arrive. And when they got there, that was just normal, you know? So
at least they arrived.
But it's a thing. I remember my first time in Cape Town. I was meeting my cousin, and I was in such a panic because I got super lost. It was like before the days of GPS and stuff. And then I got to him. I was an hour late. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I got lost. And He was like, what, dude? It's Cape Town. I didn't expect you for like another 30 minutes. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Difference in corporate culture.
Yeah. So, and the question 3, which doesn't relate to that at all. In which prison complex, if you don't know this, then you have to hand in your passport. I can't believe we're even using it as a question. In which prison complex off the coast of South Africa was Nelson Mandela imprisoned? Like,
The answer is not Australia.
it wasn't Australia. That's a different prison island. That's
Prison
a colony.
complex. It's technically a prison complex off the coast of South Africa, but you know.
Yeah. If you had to look at the great scheme of things. And then they sent all the. It's a terrible joke, but I'm going to do it. I don't care. So they sent all their prisoners there, and they landed, and they looked around. And they said, "Chaps, the Queen's not here with us, so we can speak the fucking way we like." And that was a bad Australian accent as well.
Terrible.
That was the worst Australian.
It's terrible. It's almost up there with your Scottish accent.
That was an English accent. That's the worst part. I'm going to give everyone a refund for today's quiz.
I'll give you a true fact. It's going to sound ridiculous, but it's true. They did a linguistic study, and there's one popular theory that's gone around whereby the Australian accent is a byproduct of the old British accent and how drunk people were all of the time.
I can believe that.
Sounds right.
I can believe that. That's why you'll notice the East Rand, the accent's also a little bit different from the rest of the country because that's how you speak when your face is swollen from getting beaten up. Constantly. Question 3, to repeat that. In which prison complex off the coast of South Africa was Nelson Mandela imprisoned?
We know the answer to that one.
Everybody knows the answer to that. I've been there. It was like the most boring 2 hours of my life. Like, they wanted to show us the lighthouse. I was like, nobody cares about that. Just show us the dude's cell so we can feel guilty and ashamed and move on. But we learned about the lighthouse. It was awesome. 2.5 sort of lectures on the lighthouse. But anyway, question 4. What regularly scheduled train service was first departed from Paris in 1883? This is quite a broad question, but I'm sure somebody knows it. Just make sure.
I'm sure we do. I feel like it's been the title of movies and books over the years.
It has. And I think, isn't there even a restaurant close to us named after it?
Yeah.
But
I was talking to a friend of mine who had to come up from Durban to Joburg during lockdown and didn't want to fly because obviously, a small tube of Corona to sit in doesn't sound like a vibe. But it's a long drive. And we were just chatting and saying, it's something the rest of the world gets to take for granted when 550 kilometers on a train in Europe is cool. People just jump on and off you go. It would be so nice if there was a reliable, easy, cost-efficient, and that people felt safe train service running around South Africa to get between Joburg and Gauteng and Durban and Cape Town and stuff.
There was talk of a bullet train for a while.
Yeah, there was. But
Joburg,
we have other things to spend money on than bullet trains.
We've got to keep our politicians in the lifestyle they're accustomed to.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about that on radio? I know.
I am. I just choose not to. It's not. Every now and then it comes up, but it's not something I feel like I have to engage with. I mean, we're a music show. I'm aware of what I do, and I'm aware of what the expectations of the audience are at that time. This is not it's not a talk show. It doesn't make sense for me to go chasing politicians to shout at on the radio and go, we'll talk to them, we'll yell at them some more after this from Justin Bieber. It's pointless.
90% of politicians do this. We'll tell you what it is.
We'll tell you after the. Yeah, no. It's not the time and place.
No, okay. No, I was wondering if the SABC ever sent down a thing saying, "Don't you?"
I know. No, I mean, I think there's a perception that they're not, but I've literally never had anyone tell me, "Listen, you can't talk about this," or so.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's move on to question 5 then, because I think that one is also quite an easy one. Question 5: the Lunar 9 mission by USSR in 1966 was the first to achieve what? The
I will get
Lunar
the top.
9 mission by the USSR in 1966 was the first to achieve what? I don't know if you followed this, but like I'm a geek, so I watch random cuck on Netflix. But the Russians were actually killing the Americans in the space race.
Really?
Every first except for the big one. But we're not going to talk about anything. But yeah, the Russians were absolutely destroying it.
Do you also do this thing where like something happens and you wonder to yourself, if you were given the instruction to pull it off, how would you do it? Does that ever happen in your head? It happens often in my head. So
what do you mean, like?
Well, I was watching when Elon did the first ridiculous launch and he shot the Tesla into space and so on. Yeah. I watched the end of it, and the fact that he brought the 2 booster rockets back down and landed them upright on the ground where they were supposed to land. If someone said to you, "Rob, please fire a rocket into space and then land it upright where it started," I would tell you to fuck off. That blows my mind.
Well, luckily nobody's ever asked me, so I've never had that conundrum.
No, you have to appreciate what some people are capable of. That's incredible.
Hang on, I need to just do this.
So, Kavir, please remember no answers in the comments section. Is that Kavir from?
I don't know. I didn't know because I deleted it so quickly.
Well, if it is Kavir from Hofbrau, which is a fantastic beer, remember we haven't forgotten about you. We miss you.
We do.
We miss beer so much. Yes, so that was question 5. The Lunar 9 mission by the USSR in 1966 was the first to achieve what? Question 6. Stephen Fry became a member of which theatrical club whilst studying at university?
This one I do know. It wasn't
the same one that the Pythons were part of, was it?
Mm-mm.
No.
This was the
one. I don't think the Pythons were. I'm pretty sure Rowan Atkinson was in it.
Emma Thompson.
Yes, Emma Thompson was in it. I think she and Atkinson were together actually at the same time. But that sounds right. Yeah, Hugh Laurie was there, but Hugh Laurie and Stephen are most big chums.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, I would imagine with Blackadder in mind that he was.
And they did
with Rowan Atkinson as well.
They did that other one, a little bit of Fry and Laurie for ages as well, which was cool.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, but I know the name.
It's good.
Yeah.
One of only 2 answers in the entire section I'd be sure of so far.
This is one of the few that I wouldn't be sure of. Stephen Fry became a member of which theatrical club whilst studying at university?
They were at Oxford, weren't they?
Let's try not to give away anything.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not even looking at the
No answers in the comments section, please. You see what happens? You get COVID and you start just shouting out random weird things. And we don't even know if she's got it yet.
I don't even know what the question is.
The next question, which is question 7, which pioneer of cartoon animation brought Popeye the Sailor to the screen? In other words, who was the creator of Popeye the Sailor? Do you think that started as like a spinach advert?
So apparently, I have dumb facts in my head because of radio research. Do you know that?
No, really like one of the highlights of your show is the one where you do the true or false thing.
Yes. This is where most of this rubbish in my head comes from. But at one point, spinach was the second most popular children's food in the entire United States because of that cartoon. Like, that's wild. It was like some sort of sweet sugar-coated breakfast cereal at number 1, and then spinach at 2. Like,
That's mad.
it's mad. What child says to its mother, "I would like spinach, please, mother"? Like, no.
No, because you see, you'd fall for it once, right? So you watch
No.
Popeye, and you see him beating up Bluto, whatever the guy's name was, rescuing Olive Oil.
Yes.
And like, these are a bit weird names, anyway. Like, to think about it. But so he rescues Olive Oil, and then like he eats the spinach, and you're like, well, that must be good. Let me do that.
And then,
So he says it's delicious, and then you eat it, and it's disgusting.
also, if the question is which pioneer of cartoon animation brought Popeye to the screen, do you think he'd ever seen arms before he drew them?
Well, I'm saying I feel he had some sort of fixation with large forearms. So I'm not saying that maybe he was a Man United fan, but
but we could think it. We won't say it, but we could think it.
We could think it.
We could.
Also, I'd like to get a can opener or something, dude. But anyway, so that's which pioneer brought Popeye to the screen. Question 8. What was the name of the children's series that included the character Little Weed? I'm not sure if many Little Weed. I don't think a lot of South Africans would get this. Did we have it here?
I know we had a DVD.
We had a DVD that we got in the UK.
No, I think you get it. No, we didn't. We got it from your sister-in-law.
Ah.
So I think it was a CBeebies show.
There you go. So there was a show. There's a clue that it's a British show, because those shows are insane. You don't have kids, huh?
No, not that I know of.
There's something. There was a show called In the Night Garden, right?
Oh, I've seen In the Night Garden.
Were you on any recreational pharmaceuticals when you watched it?
I was not, but I remember watching it and going, "This shit is wild."
Because I kind of watched it and I was like, I'm watching with my kid, but this would be far better, I'm sure, if I was on some sort of hallucinogenic or something, because it was just too crazy.
There are lots of children's shows, though, that are objectively viewed are creepy as hell. Weird, strange stuff.
But even the stuff on Cartoon Network, did you ever watch the Cow and Chicken or what was the other one? It was the one it was called Sheep in the Big City.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Sheep on the sheep.
No, it was Sheep in the Big City, and then there was the mad scientist, and every time he came on screen, he would go, angry scientist, and you never saw it. Then there was the random plot generator, and there was general specific. It was hilarious, but it was definitely not a kids show.
No, some of them are definitely not kids shows. Like some of the jokes written in are just they're not. You know, they are for long-suffering parents, and we respect them for writing them in.
And then they had little ad breaks called for weird stuff. I remember the one that I thought was the funniest was for excrement gum.
You see what I mean?
Lisa said, "I am Weasel."
I am Weasel. I are baboon.
I
am Weasel.
Oh my god, guys!
It was just some strange thing. But anyway, so this has got nothing to do with any of those because it was a BBC show. What was the name of the children's series that included the character Little Weed? There's also a grown-up series that included a character called Little Weed, but we're not going to get into that now.
No, we're not.
And then this is almost as easy as the Nelson Mandela one. What is the term for the huge rocks or boulders which appear out of place in the landscape after being left there by a glacier? See, yet another giveaway.
I have no idea.
I didn't even know there was a term for them, but that's the question. So what is the term for the huge rocks or boulders which appear out of place? In fact, there's an entire shopping center full of them in Midrand. out of place in the landscape after being left there by a glacier.
I've seen them, right? So you get into the field of where a glacier would have been back in the day, and it'll be sort of flat and covered in grass, and then out of nowhere in the middle of it, there's the rock the size of a 5-story building just sitting there with no practical place that it came from. It's just there.
And there's the Spanish ones as well. Have you seen those ones?
No.
Kind of in a heart shape. They're called Julio Iglesias. And
I think my drugs are good.
I'll show myself out. Yes.
Wow, Forrest. I like that.
Well, I used to be when there were still gigs. I used to be a full-time comedian, believe it or not. It was jokes like that made my career, but not really. Yeah. Anyway, so we've come to the Noot for Noot section of section 1.
Yes.
And the songs were chosen by you, Mr. Forbes.
I'm responsible for all of the songs you are going to hear tonight.
And I endorsed your choice. I quite liked all of them. They were very good. I got all of them, which was nice as well. Well, except for the one where it was one of those songs where I'd been singing the lyrics wrong for my entire life. But I knew the song. So what we do is we play it via the now famous JBL, and that way we don't have to give Mark Zuckerberg any money for playing music over Facebook.
Down with Mark.
Ready?
All right, let's play the first one.
Okay. I don't think you need more than that.
I think that's in fact.
Is that all you're giving? Okay.
That's all. I got it off that.
I mean,
So
I think that's what you need.
You would have gotten it.
Okay, should we do it again?
We're going to do it again.
One more.
Too much.
There we go.
No,
there we go.
enough.
We
More than enough.
2 points there. That one was 2 points. The artist and title of that song. All right. We're just going to do, before we give the answers, we'll do a quick recap for people who joined us late. Although, once again, we only have a very few people tonight.
That's all right.
It's all right. They're good people. Good people. All right. Quick. Question 1. What is the main flavor of parkin cake? Question 2. Which city's name translates to English as good airs? Question 3. In which prison complex off the coast of South Africa was Nelson Mandela imprisoned? Question 4. Which regularly scheduled train service first departed from Paris in 1883? Question 5. The Lunar 9 mission by the USSR in 1966 was the first to achieve what? Question 6. Stephen Fry became a member of which theatrical club whilst studying at university? Question 7. Which pioneer of cartoon animation brought Popeye the Sailor to the screen? Question 8. What was the name of the children's series that included the character Little Weed? Question 9. What is the term for the huge rocks or boulders which appear out of place in the landscape after being left there by a glacier? And question 10. Name the song title and artist of this, please. There we go. You got it in your head now.
I do.
I was doing a thing last night, and somebody started singing Damas by Biggie, and I wanted to punch him because I knew now that's going to be stuck in my head for an hour. All right. Question 1. What is the main flavor of parkin cake? It's ginger. Now, as a ginger, I should have known that.
Hold on, I'm looking at parkin cake. I'll tell you in a moment if it looks tasty.
I'm willing to try it. As a ginger, I feel I should support mankind. Question 2. Which city's name translates to English as good airs? It's Buenos Aires.
Giveaway. Question
3. In which prison complex off the coast of South Africa was Nelson Mandela imprisoned? The answer is the Victor... No, I'm kidding. It's Robben Island. If you didn't know it was Robben Island, there's something wrong with you. Robben Island. Have you taken the tour there?
I have not. I never get to go to Cape Town for any fun time. I always fly in, do whatever I'm there to do, and then fly out immediately. I haven't been to Cape Town recreationally in about 15 years. It irritates me.
Well, we went there. I was doing the Vodacom Funny Festival, and we took one of the internationals. He wanted to go see it.
Yeah.
We were hungover as hell. Went out on the ferry with these like sort of 7 meters swells.
Oof.
Managed to hold everything in. A lot of people puked over the side. It was great fun. And then, as I say, like the tour was like 3 hours long, and 2 hours were spent with this dude who was a former prisoner there, telling us about a lighthouse. And we were like, we just don't care. But anyway, it was quite powerful to when you get to the main thing to see, and then look at the conditions people lived in.
Yeah.
Yes. And then they shut the ferry down afterwards because the sea was too rough. And we were like, okay, fair enough. Not a good story, but it's a true one. Question 4. Which regularly scheduled train service first departed from Paris in 1883? That is the Orient Express. Now, there's a rumor that there was once a murder on it.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
That's what I heard. In fact, somebody should make a movie about that.
Maybe write a book.
Maybe write a book, exactly. Murder on the Orient
Investigative
Express.
journalist Agatha Christie.
Possibly. I once saw a different movie called The Orient Express, but it was a grown-up movie.
Wow.
Well, it was average, to be honest. It was no two girls one. Okay, so question 5. I don't know where why.
I knew where you were going with that.
Yeah, well, that's how that movie started. Question 5. The Lunar 9 mission by the USSR in 1966 was the first to achieve what?
I would not have known this.
Me neither. Well, actually, I would, because I watched a documentary about it on Netflix like a week ago. A controlled landing on the moon. So the Russians were nailing it. Like up until that was why the Americans had to be the first man on the moon, because the Russians were like the first man in space, the first woman in space, the first dog in space. They were just like the first everything in space. They were just sending stuff up into space to piss the Americans off. So on the scoreboard, they were like 4-0 up when the Americans were just like, they took like insane risks and whatever. And they just like, get a man on the moon. We don't care. And then that was when Neil Armstrong took his first steps.
Yeah, the moon landing anniversary was last Monday, actually.
If it really happened.
Well, I mean,
one day, if you're ever really bored, I did a really cheesy thing called School of Jack with Brendan Jack. And we kind of recreated YouTube clips way before TikTok. We're pioneers. And one of the things we recreated was a landing on the moon to prove that the moon landing was fake. And this one guy took the time.
I'm going to go and watch that.
Go youtube.com/School of Jack. But anyway, this dude took time out in the comments section. He sent us like a 3-page essay detailing why the moon landing couldn't be fake. And we were like, okay, dude, perhaps you have too much time on your hands.
People have time on their hands.
Yeah. Question 6. Stephen Fry became a member of which theatrical club while studying at university? If you listen to Tab saying he went to Oxford, that would be like a man.
Can't be lying to you there.
Yes, he was part of the Cambridge Footlights, which would be a really weird name for a troop from Oxford.
Maybe that was just their sense of humor.
There you go. But I doubt it. Cambridge Footlights. Which pioneer of cartoon animation brought Popeye the Sailor to the screen? Max Fleischer. And he's famous for that other cartoon that we all know called
Google.
Betty Boop.
Betty
Betty
Boop.
Boo. So he did do another one.
Betty Boop, Coco the Clown, and Superman.
Did he do Superman?
He did do Superman.
Well, there you go. I take it all back, Max. And he could then obviously draw well as well. But Why was the underwear on the outside, Max?
No, he animated it.
Oh.
Right.
Question 8. What was the name of the children's series that included the character Little Weed, Bill Ben, and the Flower Pot Men?
It was a really cut DVD.
I don't think you were the target audience, so it wasn't the greatest.
No.
Tabs didn't give it too enthusiastic thumbs up. She also didn't love Shaun the Sheep. She felt the storyline was too predictable.
Also, I thought the script was lacking somewhat.
Yeah, there wasn't enough depth in the script. The symbolism wasn't quite there.
For the record, it looks like you would need Little Weed to enjoy that.
That is Bill Ben and the Flower Pot Men.
Yeah.
I'm sure you. We actually did watch Bill Ben and the Flower Pot Men. We've watched a lot of weird stuff. There's a program on BBC called Justin's House. You got to check that out one day when you're stoned.
Best time ever.
Question: we watched them because we got children. For the record, I don't.
Sure.
No, to Justin's House. We used
Justin Times.
With the Justin Times. That's a newspaper, Justin Times. And we used to be able to park my eldest in front of the TV and get a good solid hour's work done because she would just sit there and watch this weird, I don't know, strange man dancing around his house. What is the term, question 9, what is the term for huge rocks or boulders that appear out of place on a landscape after being left there by a glacier? They're called glacial erratics.
Which is
a fairly obvious name, if we're honest. You know, the erratic. All right, but let's get on to glacial erratics. That's the answer to question 9. Let's get on to our note for note answer.
Should I skip forward a bit?
No, well.
Okay, go.
Electric Feel was 2000. What was this? 2007, maybe?
It is. Rob Forbes, give us the answer, please.
MGMT, Electric Fields.
Electric Fields, indeed. MGMT. Some people say management, but it's MGMT to me.
Yeah, it is.
And Electric Fields. So that round was out of 11. Fill in your scores on that Google document. Let us know how you did.
Yeah, that was 2007. I think the other two I've gone for tonight are both, I think they're 90s. Yes, in fact, they are both 90s.
Late 90s, early 2000s, and the other one's late 90s, yes.
Yeah, late 90s.
Yeah, now I've got it in my head as well.
Good.
Because I remember watching it regularly. I used to, when I worked in the call center at MultiChoice, I used to just watch MTV day in, day out, and that was one of the songs.
Back when MTV was still full of music. What a thing.
When it actually played music. Yeah. That was a good time. Well, they still do, but we just didn't get the channels here anymore.
Now it's like, we're going to bring your ex back to the island. The first person to get pregnant wins money.
Oh.
Don't shag somebody and earn $1 million. Do you know how easy that would be for me? I would totally kill that shit.
Oh.
What was that one called? Temptation. What?
No. We watched it recently.
Yes.
Love Island.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Love Island.
The other one where you're not allowed to touch.
They put all these like good-looking people on an island, so obviously I don't qualify already.
Too hot to handle.
For the record, I'm going to do a quick out-of-context comment recap. But why is there a distinction between biscuits and cake?
According to Daniel, because of tax.
Unfun on your bum.
Unfun on your bum. I'm not sure where that one came from.
And then, did anyone die on the train?
You see, that was a big clue.
Yeah.
Was because of a murder on the Orange Express. And then Vinny has said, what time is that competition starting? I assume he means the one where you don't have sex. Vinny must get laid a lot because he's a massive Liverpool fan.
And it is too hot to handle.
Too hot to handle.
It was so
Too hot.
super kind. You couldn't watch. You couldn't stop watching it.
I could. I managed to stop watching it.
It was brilliant. It was on Netflix.
Did anyone get 11 points in that round?
We're still seeing that
No,
Okay.
but we did get 110.
we got 110. Okay, and then Erica also said cold boners.
Not sure there.
I feel like I missed the context for that one. We were talking about.
We're talking about Liverpool.
You see, there's been a lot of times in your history where you've been able to insult Liverpool, but now
I know.
It's a wonderful place to be in for a Liverpool fan.
Oh yeah, let's crack on with the second round.
Yes, let's crack on. Second round. Question 1. Argentina shares a border with 5 other countries. Name them. That's for 5 points.
Is that 5 points worth? Woof.
Yeah.
5 points. Now, if you played Risk as a young child growing up, then you would name 2.
I was very good at
Actually,
this.
no, not even. But yes, so 5 countries that border.
I actually didn't know there were 5.
Me neither. And anyway, so they share a border with 5 countries. Can you name them?
Look at a map just because I can.
Well, while we're talking about Argentina bordering 5 countries, and people are going, Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo?
I heard it best described. Some journalist said, if you were to get an artist to build a footballer, they'd give you Messi. If you were to get an engineer to, they'd give you Ronaldo. And I think that's true. And I'm going to go with Ronaldo, and I'll tell you why. Is because I think he works harder. I think he's less naturally talented, so I think he has to graft harder to get to where he is. And the fact that he can do it at that level with someone. Messi is so good, I think he doesn't have to think about it. Ever. I think Ronaldo.
I disagree with you on multi-levels here. I remember watching them live. I don't know if you got to see them in the 2010 World Cup. Where Messi would get back and play for the team, Ronaldo just stood there like a toss.
Yeah, that's fair criticism as well.
But no, I'm definitely, if I had to choose one, if I had to sign one for my team, I'd go Lionel Messi.
It's like my football support is so partisan that I don't really care. Like Messi could score 5,000 goals in one season, and I would still only care about the fact that Arsenal was shit.
Well, I mean, when Kylian Mbappe comes to Liverpool soon,
I should have made this the soccer quiz.
Anywho, all right. So I think Tabs is hinting there.
I'm so bored.
Question 2. Which British actor played Detective James Jimmy McNulty in all 60 episodes of the crime drama The Wire?
I'll give you a clue. He was also in The Affair.
There you go. There's your clue. He was also in The Affair.
There's a lot of chatter happening. Vinny has got some stuff to say about Man United.
He's not a United fan. He's an Arsenal fan, Vinny. But anyway, Vinny lives in the UK, so he wouldn't have heard your love for Arsenal.
I'm a long-suffering gooner, Vin. It's painful.
So
yeah,
yes,
and Justin Tureen.
But and Eric is of course a Geordie, so she loves Newcastle. I think we should do the football quiz soon.
Oh,
but
God.
Anyway, which British actor played Detective James Jimmy McNulty in all 60 episodes of the crime drama The Wire? It's the same guy from The Affair.
He played Noah in The Affair.
There you go. He played Noah in The Affair. I personally haven't watched either of those, so
I was going to say none of those words mean anything to me.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's very, very popular in some segments of the community. Question 3. Which Commonwealth nation was granted full independence from Britain in March 1986?
This blows my mind looking at that answer.
It blows my mind too.
Actually, hella surprising.
Well,
86, dude. 86 was like, okay, it was a long time ago, but, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't even born then. Obviously. So yeah, which nation was granted full independence from Britain in March 1986? And like, some of us had to fight for our independence. Phoning me at 9 o'clock on a Friday night.
You know it's going to ring a few
The odds
times.
are good. She's going to call again. So when it interrupts, Rob, you can just carry on talking to my mom.
Well, fine, I'll carry on. I've got questions. Yeah, I can run this whole quiz if you'd like. If you'd like to go and have a nap.
She'll call like 7 times, and you think something must be really wrong, and then you phone. I just wanted to ask you, what size are your children's feet? Because my friend knits bedsheets, you know. And okay, so that was question 3. Question 4: which river is considered holy by Hindus? Now, anybody who was an Asterix fan will know this one. Like, in fact, most of my knowledge of everything came from Asterix.
The Asterix movies were superb. Like, they were genuinely very, very good when we were little.
Yes.
What was his name?
His name was Asterix.
No, the French actor.
Gerard Depardieu was in it.
That's the one.
No, I'm not talking about the live action stuff. I'm talking about the animated stuff.
The animated stuff was great.
Oh, okay.
But
the animated stuff was
books at the museum, so I think it was Asterix and the Magic Carpet, where they go to the place and they're bathing in the river, and there's been no rain, and then Cacophonix makes it rain by singing.
Yes.
But anyway, that's nothing to do with the question. So, which river is considered holy by Hindus? That's question 4. Question 5. In 1956, Tunisia gained independence from which country? A lot earlier than 1986, I'll have you know as well.
Exactly. Which is why that 86 blew my mind.
But then he said the French drunkard.
The French drunkard. Oh, that.
I'm assuming that's an Asterix.
Gerard Depardieu.
Depardieu.
That's a cool surname to have.
Depardieu.
Question 6. So yes, question 5 was in 1956. Tunisia gained independence from which country? Question 6. The RMS Titanic was built by which company? What does RMS stand for? It's something ship.
Royal
Marine.
I think it's Royal Mail Ship, actually. I speak under correction though. But I think it's Royal Mail Ship.
Did you know which company built it?
No, not a clue. It never occurred to me that there might have been the name of a company attached to the Titanic. Like, I've never thought about it until this very second.
No COVID.
Yeah.
Tabs is COVID free.
It just means I've got bronchitis.
That means she's got bronchitis.
Yay.
Anyway, I think we've lost Rob for that very happy news. Please take a screen grab of that and send it to me. The COVID-free message.
Oh, no, it's on here.
Yes. We've lost Rob, but that's fine. No, I mean...
Okay, that's fine. Vinny's got something to say.
What is Vinny saying? The French drunkard. Weird. There was a lot to say.
He was playing against sissy boy defenders like the Neville brothers.
They're having a debate about Alan Shearer. And let's be honest, I once watched the game while we wait for Rob's internet to click back on. My first ever Premiership game was sitting in the away end with the Sunderland fans, and they taught me a wonderful song. It went like this. It said, Shearer is a wanker. He wears a wanker's hat. And any way you look at it, he is a fucking twat. So I think we can see that that's obviously the country of Shakespeare and Wordsworth, etc. So there we go. Yes. Where were we? RMS Titanic was built by which company? Apparently they skimped on the rivets, and that's why the thing. Did you know that, Tabs? They skimped on the rivets. That's why the ship sank.
Wonderful.
Question 7. In 1999, Bhutan, the only country in the world to prohibit this, finally succumbed and allowed what into its country. I don't even know what Bhutan is. It sounds like a sexual act. Like I'm looking for some Bhutan tonight.
Bhutan is in Southeast Asia, I think.
I don't know where Bhutan is, but Bhutan sounds like something you want to get.
Yes, it's in South Asia. It's located in the eastern Himalayas. It's bordered by Tibet in the north. Sorry.
She's not COVID infected, but she is still half dead. Okay, so while we're waiting for Rob to come back,
just appreciate some heavy breathing.
we can appreciate some heavy breathing, and feel good that we don't have to social distance. So good. Bhutan is the only country.
Erica's funny. Sunderland fans on germ carriers.
Yeah. So Rob, you missed out on very exciting news. Tabs has not got COVID. She got the results as we were talking.
I only have bronchitis.
She just got like pneumonia, bronchitis, and several other respiratory infections.
Congratulations on not having the Rona.
Yes. Well.
So if anyone needs to have a very quick test, Lance it in Auckland Park. Shout out to you guys. That was less than that was like 12 hours.
I'm a little jealous you got to do the throat swab test because I got the full nose into the back of my brain test, and I promise you, it's the most awful feeling I've ever physically felt.
I almost puked on the nose 3 times because she had to get in there 3 times.
We're not going to get into a discussion about Tabs' gag reflex. We've already had that.
Shut up, Christopher.
I can't vouch for it. It's not. It's.
Please, I can't breathe.
Yeah, take your breath away. In 1999, Bhutan, the only country in the world to prohibit this, finally succumbed and allowed what into its country?
Pokemon!
Pokemon?
No, the answer is not Pokemon.
But that
would be pretty cool. Well, can you stop Pokemon? I don't know how Pokemon works. I didn't even search for them with my phone.
I'll tell you a mind-blowing fact.
Yes.
If you take revenue generated from film rights and redistribution thereof, and all the merchandise for the entire Harry Potter as a franchise, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all of the movies as franchises, and Star Wars, and you put all 3 of those together, they still haven't made as much money as Pokemon has.
Is that because of the app?
No, it's just because they churn out content so regularly. I think I read something like the current TV run has something like 1,500 episodes.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm just loving the Vinny and Erica flirt going on here.
Subtle. There's some serious football flirting going on there. Get a stadium.
They're allowed to. Their teams are in different divisions.
Get a stadium.
Of course, are champions of England, Europe, the world, and Newcastle are also in the Premier League. Okay. So, question 8. The Montgolfier brothers in 1783 publicly demonstrated their what? Not to be confused with what they exposed in public in 1782.
Montgolfier brothers in 1783 publicly demonstrated their what?
It would be pretty cool if that was like their thing. Like they were buskers and they were like, "This is what we're going to demonstrate. Please put money."
Crowdfunding, 1783 crowdfunding.
Yes.
We would like to build a whatever. Give us money.
Yeah.
In fact, back then, people just had royals to go to for that. My lord, I'd like to sail around the world and,
And I will bring you back riches from Madagascar.
Yeah. Give me some money. Buy me a boat. That's what they did. It's ridiculous.
Question 9. Which prize was first awarded in 1917? One of the first recipients being Herbert B. Swope for journalism. I don't know what Herbert B. Swope. I don't know why he's in here. Which prize was first awarded in 1917 for journalism? A huge prize. Everybody knows it. I'd say that's just as good, unless you want to know the first recipients being Herbert B. Swope.
Yeah. It's a good question, though.
What do you think he was reporting on in 1917? Like there was a war happening?
Literally, people in the Spanish flu who wouldn't wear masks.
No one was social distancing. People weren't sanitizing their hands at the shop.
People have literally reproduced Spanish flu cartoons that ran in newspapers at the time that were encouraging people who didn't want to wear masks. Like, we are doing this again. More than 100 years later, we are doing the same shit again. It's exhausting.
We're going completely off topic here, but I put a thing on Facebook. How's this for irony? Saying, I don't know if I should believe the doctors or the Facebook warriors, because some of who think COVID is a hoax. And then the Facebook warriors literally argued with a friend of mine who's a doctor.
They like arguing with doctors.
With zero actual knowledge or whatever. And all knowledge of irony, for that matter. But it was one of those. And then it was a long-ass argument. And then at the end, I was going, why? Why are we doing this? These people are stupid.
Also, why have I put this on my wall, and why is this happening here?
Yeah, well, no, it was sad.
Our doctor friend had a lot of fun with that, though.
Anywho, so this
music
is our next
time.
Music time. This is a cracker. I love this track.
Sorry.
It's a lot better than this, though.
I wonder which one it is.
I don't know. It's the next one I downloaded.
You have to know this one. Okay, you got it.
That's it.
That's it. If you don't know,
I think honestly though, I think the band might be easy. I think the title might not be as easy as we think, because I had to go and look. I couldn't remember that title offhand.
Closely related to Ring of Fire. There's a cryptic clue for you.
Ooh.
Think about it. In my head, that's hilarious. I don't know. Should we play it again? How long?
Yeah, let's go.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's how long we're gonna play.
Okay.
All right. I'm still laughing at my own joke. It's sad when you're the only one. All right, let's recap the questions at lightning speed. Argentina shares question 1. Argentina shares a border with 5 other countries. Please name them. Question 2. Which British actor played Detective James Jimmy McNulty in all 60 episodes of the crime drama The Wire? I think at the end of it, they had 60 episodes of The Wire, and then it was pulled, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
I don't.
I'm just making dad jokes for days here. They pulled The Wire. Go on, you keep up with me.
Oh my God.
Question 3. Which Commonwealth nation was granted full independence from Britain in March 1986? Question 4. Which river is considered holy by Hindus? Question 5. In 1956, Tunisia gained independence from which country? Question 6. The RMS Titanic was built by which company? Question 7. In 1999, Bhutan was the only country in the world to prohibit this, finally succumbed to allow what into its country? Question 8. The Montgolfier brothers in 1783 publicly demonstrated their what? Question 9. Which prize for journalism was first awarded in 1917, and one of the first recipients was Herbert B. Swope? And then question 10. Nerd for nerd. Who's this? Song title and artist. that's enough. We have to flee from that song. Question 1. Argentina's got a border with 5 other countries. They are Chile, Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, and Uruguay. I'll repeat those. So 1 point for each one that you got correct. Chile, Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, and Uruguay. Now, something that's always concerned me is if you look at Chile, it's kind of a long, thin strip. But if you see that on a human, it's called a Brazilian. I don't understand. I'm getting judged hard. I'm like, you have a weird effect on me, Rob Forbes. So I'm making all these terribly.
Well, I really liked that. That was funny.
Thank you. I got an eye roll from Bronchial Betty over here. Yes, so Chile, Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, and Uruguay. Question 2, which British actor played Detective James Jimmy McNulty in The Wire before it was pulled? His name was Dominic West. Dominic West. Question 3, this is an interesting one. Which Commonwealth nation was granted full independence from Britain in March 1986? It was Australia.
Yeah, that's weird. The fact that Australia got full independence in 86 is weird. I would not have said that.
Although I had most.
It's a little loserish of a country like Australia and New Zealand to still have the Union Jack in their flag. When you're independent, you could go out and get your own cool flag, and they don't. They just leave it there. We're like, we're here on this constellation, and here is England's flag in the corner, and no, it's lame.
Yeah, what else do they have? Like a kangaroo drinking a beer or something?
They've got really rad. Yeah, anything would be better. Anything.
That'd be pretty cool. But, well, they only got independence in 1986. So if you think about it, they were that kid who's like, I'm cool. I'm living. I don't live with my parents. I live in a cottage on the property. I'm 37 years old. Yeah,
exactly that.
So it's Australia is the answer to question 3. Question 4, which river is considered holy by Hindus? It's the Ganges. Or if you're from the East Rand, the Ganges. So the Ganges. Question 5. In 1956, Tunisia gained independence from which country? It was France. So France had a very clever plan. For those of you who don't know, historically, they actually colonized a whole bunch of African countries so that they could win at football later on in the century. Did you know that? So Algeria, Tunisia, Cameroon, all of those, just so they could get a decent football team later on. Import players like Zinedine Zidane, Thierry Henry.
Okay.
Yes, but the answer to question 5 is France. The answer to question 6, the RMS Titanic was built by which company? It was built by Harland and Wolff.
Oh, and I can confirm RMS stands for Royal Mail Ship.
Royal Mail Ship.
Yeah.
As in like post.
Yes, as in post.
Yeah, well, I think the South African Postal Service had a hand in that one as well then, because that didn't get to its destination on time. Yes, so Harland and Wolff was the answer to that. In 1999, Bhutan, the only country in the world to prohibit this, finally succumbed and allowed what into its country? It's television.
That's wild. 99 for TV is wild.
They must
have still had something. Maybe they didn't have broadcasts or whatever, but I mean...
Oh. I suppose by proxy, my clue about Pokemon was also correct. Because
by proxy, yeah.
Without TV, you know.
Because even like South Africa was very late. There was that famous quote by one of the apartheid prime ministers, I think where he was like, if we have TV, the Bantu people won't be able to control themselves. Like, what did he say? He said, picture a scenario where the Bantu man sees scantily clad white woman on the TV screen. He will have to go upstairs and rape his madam or something crazy like that.
Wow.
There's a true story. That was like in the 60s, and that was why we only got TV like 10 years later.
Sounds completely believable for those assholes. Completely.
Yeah, well, I mean, remember we only got TV here in 1976.
Yeah.
10 years before I was born. The Montgolfier brothers in 1783 publicly demonstrated their what? Hot air balloon.
That's interesting.
AKA the Montgolfier. So that's pretty smart.
It is kind of cool. It must have blown people's minds in 1783 to watch this thing go up in the air with people in it. Like, that's kind of cool.
Well, the story goes, if I recall, that the guy was sitting by his fire, and he wanted to burn a piece of paper, and he threw the paper into the fire, but instead of burning it, like sort of floated up the chimney, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to do a French accent because you can do that without being called racist." He went, that is very cool. And then he made the hot air balloon, which I feel like that story could have gone further, but I've stopped it. Which is the prize first awarded in 1917 for journalism? It was the Pulitzer Prize. If anybody knows of a different prize for journalism, then let me know. I'll even give you a point. So yeah, it's the Pulitzer Prize for journalism. And then finally, how long? So the cryptic clue was that it goes well with Ring of Fire. So we're going to play it. Might go back a little bit. All right, well, we don't want to pay royalties yet, but it's Take It on the Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Other side. It's just called Other Side.
It's just Other Side.
Don't make your own lyrics up, Christopher.
That lyrics go, Take It on the Other Side, yes. Never mind. All right, so that round was out of 15. I'm sure it was out of 16.
Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it looks like it might be out of 16.
It is indeed out of 16. Work it out. 5, question 1. Plus 8 is 13. Plus 2 is 15. Rob, why do you ever argue 15. With my wife? She's never wrong.
Setting you up.
Trust me, I know. She once told me in 2016, she said, "You're right and I'm wrong." And I tried to get her to record that onto my voicemail. She never did. But anyway, so that round was out of 15. Please let us know how you did. Rob, I'm going to ask you to just chat for a while because I have to go and check something quickly. I'll be right back.
That is fine. We can do that. No problem at all. What's in the comments? How's everyone doing, by the way? Pop me something in the comments quickly. How's it going? Are you feeling good about your points tonight?
Highest score so far is 11 out of 15.
That's not bad for that round. Honestly, I looked at these questions earlier and I thought this quiz was hard. Yeah.
Oh, there you are. I was going to say we lost you.
I might disappear. I'm sorry. The internet is being garbage. 11 out of 15 is not bad though for that round. That was not simple at all. I mean, who knows what company built the Titanic? Like, that's a very, very hard question.
Yeah, but it's an interesting question. That's the nice thing about half of
it is.
You don't know the answers,
it's
you're learning.
Super interesting, but you know what's awesome about the answer that Harland and Wolff built the Titanic? Is nobody's going to remember that shit tomorrow morning.
Also, I like the Pulitzer question. I didn't know it was 1917.
Well, there you go. I mean, there was a lot to report on in 1917. There was British people and English people and whatever, and Germans, actually. That was who I was looking for. They were shooting each other in trenches. I'll give you another interesting fact. So that was the advent of tank warfare. And do you know why they're called tanks?
Why?
Not fun. Today's not the comedy quiz, it's the interesting quiz. Because Winston Churchill, who was instrumental in their invention, he didn't want the Germans to know what they were doing. So he said they were making these mobile water tankers. And that's why they were called tanks.
Is that true?
That is indeed true.
Wow, we have one team that got full marks. Well done.
Full marks.
Full marks.
I
Full
am
marks.
respect. I'm glad you weren't in the quiz that I won on Wednesday night because I would have lost. That's very fucking impressive.
All right. Section. Should we move on to section 3?
Let's go.
I feel like comment section's been taken over by Erica and Vinny. Who says they are cheating? Which I wasn't going to say, but we were all thinking it. Question 1. Tel Aviv Airport is named after who? In other words, what's the name of the airport?
In Tel Aviv.
In Tel Aviv. That must be the scariest airport ever because, apparently they've had some religious issues up there. 1 or 2. But yes, what is the name of the Tel Aviv airport? Question 2. This is an easy one. What is the state capital of Arizona?
Don't you find it utterly fascinating that we know the names of so many fucking states and their capitals simply because of television and movies? It's ridiculous. The fact that I know the answer to this question, what is the state capital of Arizona? And it's an easy answer. Because we've just
I would bet my house on the fact that if we had to speak to most people in Arizona, expat South Africans aside, and we had to say, what is the state capital of the Eastern Cape? They wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know what the Eastern Cape was. They wouldn't know what South Africa was.
It's because we had it on the quiz.
Do you know what the capital of the Eastern Cape is?
Isn't it?
I've just put you on the spot, and I'm embarrassing you now.
No, is it? I want to say Bisho, but I don't think it's Bisho.
You are indeed correct, Rob Forbes.
Thank you.
It is indeed Bishu, but most people say like Port Elizabeth or East London.
Not a true story.
There we go. Well played. Well played, you. See, not just a pretty face. Yes. So question 2 is, what is the state capital of Arizona? Question 3. Leslie Caron, who starred in Gigi and An American in Paris with Gene Kelly, was born in which country? Is Gigi the movie I'm thinking it is?
No, it was the one you're thinking was a remake.
What do you mean the one I'm thinking of is a remake? I know Gigi as a stripper.
No, that's just her name.
Because I don't know if you knew her, Rob. She owns the Lollipop Lounge now, but she was a stripper. Her name was Gigi, and she had this like branding iron. And what she'd do was she'd get a dude out from the crowd, and then she'd put lipstick on the branding iron, right? And then she'd pretend to make it really hot. And then she'd get the guy she'd take his pants down and then put the branding iron with the lipstick on his ass. So it said Gigi on G and G on each cheek. And then if you bent over, it said Gioji. But that was, and I had a friend, I still have a friend, his name was Graham, and she literally used to call him up every single time. I don't know if she knew that she was calling the same dude up, but every single time we saw her, which sadly enough was a bit, she would get him up and brand him Gioji. But that's Gioji. Well, it said Gigi at first.
It's fun to remember pre-COVID times. They were so simple. We could just go out Gioji Friday night. Not anymore.
It was single times back then. Also, Gioji was younger.
I think Vinny and Eric are drunk.
Yeah.
And
Vinny is wrong. It was not. Vinny, I have to correct you there. Just point of fact, Vinny is saying Ronnie Rosenthal invented the Predator boot for Adidas. He did not. It was South African-born Craig Johnson. Google it. So anyway, where are we?
Question 4.
Question 4. Well played.
Wow.
So just to repeat question 3, because I feel we got onto a tangent about strippers. Leslie Caron, who starred in Gigi and An American in Paris with Gene Kelly, was born in which country? Question 4. Of which Australian state is Melbourne the capital?
Melbourne.
Now, once again, I feel if you asked Australians what's the capital of the Eastern Cape, they wouldn't know.
No.
Well, actually, if you asked most South Africans, they wouldn't know either.
No.
We know that because we've had it as a quiz question and most people got it wrong.
Which
So
Australian
which,
state is Melbourne?
it's very important because that's where...
I mean, everyone thinks like Sydney's the entire capital of the country, you know.
I
also
can't
not
stop
true.
myself. I have to. I was in Sydney once, and he was from
Did
Melbourne.
you see the bats? Sorry, did you see the bats?
Did I see the bats?
Yeah.
No, he missed the
Did
joke.
you not see
You
the
missed the
bats?
joke. No, let me say it again because it's my favorite joke ever. I was in Sydney once, and he was from Melbourne.
Very good.
Well, it's sad that I had to repeat it. I have seen the bats. Sadly enough,
The bats.
I've even worked. Yes, Derek and Eddie and the gang. Derek, Eddie, you're not talking about the bats. Different bats.
Different bats. Actual bats.
No, I ate a bat once.
When did you eat a bat?
I went to the Seychelles and they served fruit bat stew. Delicious. Like, I would risk COVID for that shit.
I was going to say, you are risking COVID for that shit.
Well, that's how they say it started.
You are patient
My
zero.
word. Fruit bats are fantastic.
Erica says Sydney told them.
Sydney told us, Chris.
Sydney told us all that Chris is a very gentle lover.
Well, he said it was quick and painless, were his actual words.
Okay, hurry up. I want to
Entomology is the study of what?
It's cool, is what it is.
Entomology.
Entomology is cool.
It's the study of what?
I know a couple of entomologists, and it's cool.
You know a couple of entomologists?
I do. It's a true story.
I can honestly say, in my 42 years on this planet, I've never met an actual entomologist.
I can't tell you stories right now because that'll give the game away, but I'll tell you a small entomology story in a moment, and it's cool. It really is. I like it.
Awesome. I recommend you see Stuart Lee's 41st best stand-up comedian ever. There's a great entomology thing in there. Question 6. In which religion is the cow considered to be sacred? Now, that's, once again, it's the easy one. Like, you should know this.
No.
Which religion is the cow considered to be sacred? Alan Adams has one of my favorite comedy bits ever where he does this. But in any case, in which religion is the cow considered to be sacred? And here's one specifically for one of our top fans. Venology is the study of what? It could be the study of Vinny. Like, I would totally sign up for that. Remember, please do not put your answers in the comment section if you are studying venology.
It frustrates me that when career day at school came around, no one told me this was an option.
Have you met these people that we'll discuss it with the answers, but they're all such dicks. Like, I mean, I do it as a side.
Be one without being a dick. It's just of all of the things to do for a living, this seems like some of the most fun.
All right, question 8. The penal colony, which I assume refers to it being a prisoner thing, not a part of the body. The penal colony, Devil's Island, was situated in which country? So the penal colony, Devil's Island, was situated in which country? And then question 9. We will go to question 9. Carver. Have you had Carver?
Carver.
I have had Carver, yeah.
I didn't think I've had Carver. I feel I should have.
I don't think you have either.
I feel like I need to explore this option. Carver, Spain's iconic sparkling wine, gets its name from what? Is it A, the type of grape, B, the region it's grown in, C, the stone cellars where it's aged, or D, what you can say once you've had 2 glasses of it? So let's just repeat that. Carver, I think it's pronounced Carver.
Carver.
Spain's iconic sparkling wine gets its name from what? Is it A, the type of grape, B, the region in which it's grown, C, the stone cellars where it is aged, or D, the only word you're able to say once you've had 2 glasses? And then finally, our final question for the Very Big Comedy Quiz, Friday night edition.
This is a tune. This is a tune.
Bronchitis edition.
Now I feel like you're taking the piss.
But it's okay. You can do nothing about it because you've got no energy.
You don't need more than that.
Like another 2 beats. That's enough. And I'm so sad that I completely had the lyrics wrong, but I knew the song. But anyway, so we want the song title and artist, please. Let's recap the questions at lightning speed. Question 1, Tel Aviv Airport is named after who? It is Ben Gurion. Oh, I gave the answer away.
Oh my God.
Anyway, if you got the answer, then give yourself a point. Please ignore it if I... Yeah, question 2, what is the capital of Arizona? Question 3, Leslie Caron starred in Gigi and An American in Paris with Gene Kelly, was born in which country? Question 4, of which Australian state is Melbourne the capital? Question 5, entomology is the study of what? Question 6, in which religion is the cow considered to be sacred? Question 7, venology is the study of what? Question 8, the penal colony, Devil's Island, is situated in which country? Question 9, Carver, Spain's iconic sparkling wine gets its name from what? Is it A, the type of grape, B, the region in which it is grown, C, the stone cellars where it is aged, or D, the only word you're able to pronounce once you've had 2 glasses? And then finally, note for note, what is the song title and artist of this, please? Okay.
And Stephen Bain asks, which medication are you taking with Coca-Cola to prevent yourself from catching tabs, bronchitis?
I'm.
Are you consuming the Pirate's tincture?
Well, they say you should take at least 80% alcohol solution. So there we go. Well, we have no beer. We have no wine. So I'm taking, yes, the Pirates medication.
We have beer, we have wine. What are you talking about?
We have no beer, we have no wine. Tel Aviv Airport is named after who? Ben Gurion. If you didn't get it from my first thingy.
Your first giveaway. Your first freebie.
Question 2. What is the state capital of Arizona? It is Phoenix. Phoenix, Arizona. You know, it's a really fun thing to do. Like, because Americans don't, when they introduce themselves, they'll be like, my name's Stan, I'm from Phoenix. You go, sorry, where? They go, Phoenix. Sorry, I don't know. Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know Arizona. The United States. Sorry, where's that? And then pretend like you've got fuck all idea what they're talking about.
I'm so into that.
Eventually, once they start getting frustrated, like, you never heard of the States. You're like, oh, is that near Mexico?
Good.
Best fun ever.
Good.
Question 3. Leslie Caron, who starred in Gigi and other movies, was born in which country? He was born in France.
Oui.
Oui. She was born in France. Yes, born in France. Question 4. Of which Australian state is Melbourne the capital? Victoria.
Yeah.
I was in Victoria once. Still funny second time round.
No.
Question 5. Entomology is the study of what? Is the study of insects.
Insects. Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what's wild? So I know someone who's an entomologist whose specialty is antlions, right? And
what?
Antlions. You know the little
yes.
things that circle in the ground. When they grow up, they turn into like dragonfly-looking things, right?
Oh, okay.
How you catch them? Imagine this for a second. You pin up a big white sheet, like a bed sheet, like a gigantic bed sheet, in the middle of the bush, in the middle of the night, and then you shine a 1,000,000 candle power spotlight at it so that it radiates light into the entire universe and attracts every insect in the bush. And then you stand there in the middle, covered, I'm not shitting you, in this gray cloud of fucking bugs. And then you pick and choose the bugs you want off the sheet and put them in the specimen jars. But I'm not joking if I said like 40, 50,000 insects crawling all over you and in your hair and in your ears. It's one of the most mind-blowing experiences I've ever had, and I never want to do it again.
Oh, did you actually do it?
I did it. It's awful, dude. It's awful.
No, I'll take your word for it. Like if you ever think your job's cut, then just remember there are people who do that, and that's the highlight of their day.
That's the highlight. Literally.
Okay. Question 6. In which religion is a cow considered to be sacred? It is Hinduism.
It is true.
Yes, Hinduism. So the question 7, venology is the study of what? It is wine and winemaking.
I tell you what, my trick is that was.
They're the most wanky people ever. Like, oh, I like this one. It's got a nose that's got a hint of lychee. Like, fuck off.
Okay.
Nobody gets lychee.
Here's what irritated me to find out is their Friday afternoon practicals and varsity were all tastings. So every Friday afternoon, the end of your varsity study week involved drinking wine. And finding that out made me a little jealous. I'm not going to lie.
So, well, fair enough. But, like when you become a famous radio DJ and they are Santos wankers. So, swings and roundabouts. This one's got hints of gooseberries. What the fuck is a gooseberry? I don't even know. The penal colony, Devil's Island, is situated in which country? It's French
Guyana.
Guyana. I thought Guyana was that thing you got like in those energy drinks in the early days of raving.
Okay, so 2 things. French Guyana, I believe, is where France's space missions are launched from. Like, I think. And Guarana, that energy drink, the fruit itself looks like a fucking eyeball. Like a human eyeball. It's terrifying. It's like red, and it has this white lychee-looking thing in the side with the big pits on, and it looks like the tree has eyes.
So French Guiana is like right at the top of Brazil.
French Guiana is at the top of Brazil.
Next to Suriname.
So
there you go.
If you ever want to visit there, that's where the penal colony is. So the penal colony is right next to the Brazilians. That's the second Brazilian joke I've managed to make tonight. So I think if there is a SAFTA for this shit, I fully deserve that.
I don't think so. Thank God for that.
Question 9. Question 9. Cava, Spain's iconic sparkling wine, gets its name from what? Is it A, type of grape, B, region it's grown in, C, stone cellars where it's aged, or D, the only word you can pronounce when you've had 2 glasses, it is C, the stone cellars where it's aged.
Really?
Indeed. What Massive Attack even sang a song about it. It was called Cava Cava. But they changed it later. They changed it. So yes, see the Stone Stellars where it's aged. Are you laughing at my cuck joke or the
I'm
fact
laughing
that
at the cuck joke, sir. I am indeed.
Tabs is once again sighing and rolling her eyes. And then let's hear our artist and song title.
Okay, I'm going straight to the chorus.
Let's go straight into it.
I love this song.
He does say he lied to me. Okay. All right, Rob Forbes, tell us what it is.
Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison, 1996, I think. Classic.
Doesn't matter. You said I said it was
Absolutely
you lying to me.
Fucking classic.
Which he does actually say. It was Return of the Mac, Mark Morrison. So that round was out of 11. Let us know how you did.
You actually didn't get any of those right. You didn't even know it was Mark Morrison.
No, I didn't know it was Mark Morrison. I said Warren G. I'm a bad person. I said you lied to me by by Warren G. So there we go. So that round was out of 11. Let us know how you did. Fill in your scores on that Google document. We will have a winner for you, and we have an amazing prize. Huge prizes. Super huge. Tonight's quiz was brought to you by nobody, which is lucky because there's only 7 of us watching. So that's handy.
Something must have happened tonight. Is old Cyril talking?
Cyril's not talking. Who knows? Maybe it's just people at the end of the month they've decided to go out and enjoy the Spur. Because
it's the end. It's the end of the month. Lockdown's been extended by another whole hour.
Crazy. I'm actually very glad for a lot of my friends who own restaurants.
It must be so annoying at the moment.
Even the entomologists are happy because it makes it easier to collect insects.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we have a winner. Oh wow!
Do we have a winner? Who's the winner?
Well, Tabs hasn't given me the scores, but
crap!
Oh crap! It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
In third place with a score of unknown
24
is Team Swim for Sadie. Congratulations, Team Swim for Sadie.
It's a Johnny Clay concert tonight.
It's indeed the Johnny. Oh, we should have known that.
Yeah. Oh well.
We were supporting them. So Team Swim for Sadie, as a special prize, you get to listen to Johnny Clegg, not live in concert, not the tribute, but rather just go to YouTube and you can listen to him for free there, courtesy of the Very Big Comedy Quiz. In second place, Half Miss Testicle with a score 27. Of 27. Yay! Congratulations, Half Miss Testicle. As a prize for you, you get to enjoy the other half of Miss Testicle at some point. And then our winners with how much? 33 points.
Wow.
You get to watch Liverpool, the highlights of the Liverpool-Newcastle match as many times as you like, the one that was played on the final day of the season. And on Tuesday, when Rob is doing his show, he won't be giving a shout out, but he will be thinking of you for at least 5.5 seconds at the end of the show. So he won't say anything, but you'll know he's thinking of you. It's Team Here for the Beer. Congratulations, Team Here for the Beer.
Well done, Here for the Beer. I will. Do I need to think about Liverpool or Newcastle?
Well, you can think about whoever you like, but they're a Newcastle fan, and we all know that Newcastle, of course, did very well to hold Liverpool to only 3 goals on the final day of the season. So congratulations to them. Thank you to everyone who's joined us. I honestly can't tell you who's co-hosting on Tuesday because Tabs has decided to call it a night and she's gone to bed. Rob Forbes, you're a legend. Thank you very much for joining us.
My friend, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Cheers.
And we will. Lisa Ho says, woohoo, Erica Ricketts. I'm trying to keep up with these things. Is got a whole bunch of things. Cheers. And we look forward to seeing all 10 of you, because there's 10 now, on Tuesday. Thank you very much. Good night. Cheers.
Good night.